So I was looking at my spending this morning for 2025, and I was analyzing where I was putting a lot of my money, because a lot of times if you're at all, if you don't know what your status is around your finances, there can sometimes be some stress with that just solely because it's unknown. I've heard fear only exists in the vague, or fear only exists in the abstract. And so once you define it and actually walk through whatever it is you're worried about, it helps a lot with, it's just great to have it defined and you're able to visualize it. So don't leave things unknown. If you're worried about shit, just go look at it. But I was looking at my spendings because I was like, I have no idea what I really spend my money on. And it was evident that, one, I haven't bought any clothes for fucking 2 years. I had a thrifting era where I bought a lot of basic ass clothes that go with almost everything. And my style is pretty much comprised of basic t-shirts, jeans, and then if I need to look professional, I have a few fits that rotate as well. But all of it is thrifted. I don't just buy clothes. I never do that. I'm a dude. I just don't really feel like that makes sense. And I personally don't care to buy clothes, so it's not something I prioritize at all. However, it was evident that aside from taxes, gas, and food, which I'll talk about in a little bit, all of my expenses went towards myself and turning myself into the product, which if you're an entrepreneur, you are the product. You have to productize yourself. And so I realized it almost seems selfish because everything I buy goes to making me better. So I buy sales coaching. It's $500 a month, whatever. I buy books. I buy a ton of books. And that is another hole in my wallet, if you will. And then I buy subscriptions that go towards my business. And then there's other essential expenses that I don't really go over, but it was just, I realized that I'm putting my money in the right places. I'm investing either into the market or I'm investing in myself. And if you do that for long enough, since you are the one who's making the money, you're gonna have money no matter what. If you're the product, that means if you ever lose your money, cool, you're gonna get it right back. Just like any rich person. We'll use Donald Trump as an example. He lost a large sum of money. I think it was something like either millions, maybe $1 billion. I have no clue. But he lost millions of dollars and made it right back in about a year. So it just tells you that whatever happens, if you're the person who has created the wealth, there's no luck involved, which there's some luck involved always, yes, but largely, on average, humans nowadays have the same chance. We all have access to our social media. We all have access to the knowledge. And that means that you can become the person to make whatever your dream is happen. And you don't have to worry about it slipping away once you get it, because you are the product. You are what creates everything. It's not luck at all. You create your luck. And I think if you want to do something similar and take a hold of it, because a lot of people are scared to open up their bank account, but Alex Hormozy, he always says he looked at his bank account every day until he had $1 million in it. Something along those lines. And it's to remind yourself, hey, you're not exactly where you want to be, which is okay. But it's also to just keep in touch with it, because when you don't have familiarity with your literal bank account, you can subconsciously worry about it all the time. If you don't know where money's going, where it's coming from, that's just not a good feeling. So go check out your bank account, and the overarching theme of this video is you're able to tell based on where you're spending your money what you actually care about. If you don't have the money to go buy a bunch of clothes and you're not really where you want to be yet, maybe consider switching that and start spending your money on yourself or your business or learning something new that you need to learn or whatever it may be. Start spending your money where you want to see things improve, because all money is a resource to get better at things and basically buy time. You can do anything long enough and be good at it, but the best part is getting there a little bit faster, which typically comes in the form of buying other people's mistakes, which is buying knowledge, buying courses, mentorships, books, etc. When you buy that, you drastically speed up the process of getting to where you want to get. So I think at least until you've got a lot of excess, your pie chart of spending has a big fraction of it available for leisurely spending. Until that point, you should probably just buy what goes in yourself. Right now, I don't have the extra money to just spend on random bullshit, nor do I really care about that right now, which keeps me from being dead broke. And one other thing that I'll add is that we've all got this thermostat, which represents the amount of money in our bank account that we're comfortable having. And so just like when the thermostat at your house goes below what it's set to, it'll kick in and get back to its homeostasis. Or if it gets too hot, it'll kick in and cool itself back down. So every person has a number that they're okay with, and if they lose a large sum of money, they hustle. Everything else becomes irrelevant. They hustle to get their money back. Or if they gain a large sum of money, they'll subconsciously spend a little bit more and get close to that thermostat again. So a lot of times it's about breaking the thermostat, and I feel like that's easiest by either being physically around people who make a lot more money, or just by consuming people's content indirectly, like YouTube videos, who talk about money in a different way. You don't want to be listening to people who speak in tens and hundreds if you're trying to make a lot more. So that's why I think social media is cool, is because you're able to actually be exposed to people who have things that anyone can have. Before, you had no idea what was outside of your town. So I feel like, yeah, you might compare yourself to these people, but me personally, when I see someone who has a lot more than I do, it actually inspires me. And I personally am able to realize that, hey, they're the same as me, if not less talented than I am. Why do I not have it? Oh, there's just more stuff I got to do. And there's more time and more shit I've got to go through. So social media is cool in that way. And so if you need to watch people's videos who have all the shit that you have, to remind yourself, hey, this kid is making all this money, has all the stuff that I want. What's the excuse here? Oh, I'm just being lazy. That's really what it comes down to, because I believe that anyone can have anything. If you choose one thing and you really want it badly, and then you are patient enough to wait long enough until you have it, I just think there's so many success stories around those principles that it's ignorant to ignore it and not go after what you really want. I talk about it all the time on here. Doing what you really want is that's what fulfillment and purpose is you don't have any lingering feeling in the back of your mind that, what if I did this? It's, no, I'm doing it. In some capacity, I'm moving towards whatever that thing is. So I hope this video is valuable. Check your bank account, see where you're spending your money. And I just make videos like this where I talk about my experience, and hopefully it's valuable to you and maybe saves you some time. Peace.